went into Cal not really knowing what major I wanted to be. That semester I took another class I regret taking, and start seeing these opportunities for yourself. Feeling a little behind. And I definitely had to let my grades slip a bit. Hey friends, Evelyn here with another installment of my All About College series. Really wanted to focus in on giving you guys the full picture of my academic story throughout college. So hey, if you guys don't know me already, I'm Evelyn. I graduated from UC Berkeley with a simultaneous degree in computer science and business back in the fall of 2019. If you guys haven't seen already, I have on my channel 2 videos, one about my business degree, another about my computer science degree.
And in both videos, I really spoke more just about the specific degree requirements of both those separate degrees. I didn't really bring any sort of breadth requirements, any sort of overlap, any sort of extracurricular sort of type classes into those pictures. So those videos were really more focused on diving deep into how I was able to.
So let's go ahead and dive into this, starting with summer of 2016, which if you guys haven't heard from my other videos, I did start college the summer right after I graduated. I think like a couple days or something like that, right after graduation day. And this summer I took a total of 8 units. So a bit of context, I went into Cal not really knowing what major I wanted to be. I was undeclared in the College of Letters and Science. Previously, I had been thinking about going the communications route. I really loved journalism, but there wasn't a specific communications major at Cal. So I decided to instead look more towards maybe business, maybe statistics. So I ended up going with Econ 1, Introduction to Economics, since I saw it was a prereq for a lot of different degrees. And then I jumped into Math 54, Linear Algebra, and Differential Equations. If you guys have seen my CS video, go check that out. You'll see why I regret taking Math 54. Going on to fall of 2016, once again, at this point, I really still wasn't sure what major I wanted to be. I was still exploring, still trying things out. So I took this freshman seminar that's geared towards introducing freshmen to different types of majors. It's just a 1-unit course, just sort of educating you on all that there is at the college itself. I did, however, start diving into the breadth requirements, since I knew at the College of Letters and Science, regardless of what degree I ended up doing, I would have to fulfill the 7-course breadth. If you guys don't know what that is, the College of Letters and Science requires you to fulfill the 7-course breadth, taking a single class in 7 of the different areas that they have defined. So the one I took is Linguistics 106, which is metaphors, and it fulfilled my art and literature breadth requirement. In retrospect, would not advise you immediately jump into a upper division course to fulfill your breadth requirements. I was just a young freshman who knew nothing, and all the other breadth requirements were full, and this is the one that fit into my schedule, so I figured why not take it. Very, very hard course. Was definitely not meant for a freshman who was not a linguistics major. That semester I took another class I regret taking, Math 53, which is multivariable calculus, because it ended up not being needed for any of the majors that I ended up declaring. At the time, I think I was looking into or leaning statistics, which is why I took this course. And so along with that statistics that I had, I decided to also take Stat 134, an upper division statistics class, concepts of probability, which, wow, an upper division statistics course right out the gate. Probably not the most advisable thing to do, but what was great about this course is that I learned that I was probably not fit to be a statistics major. So that semester I learned a lot about not taking too hard of breadth requirements, and also stats was not for me. I also took 2 sort of smaller decals, which if you guys don't know what decals are at Cal, they are student run courses. I took one on Modern Family, and then I took another one that's actually like a volunteering organization. It's called the Sage Mentorship Project, where they pair us off with young kids, elementary age kids, to attend courses with them and just help them out in school and in life and just be a mentor for them, which I absolutely loved. So that was fall of 2016, which brings me to spring of 2017, and you can kind of see my pivot now from no longer wanting to be a statistics major. I ended up looking into the business and computer science realms. So I took the 2 intro courses for those 2 degrees, one being UGBA 100, Principles of Business, and CS 61A, the Structure and Interpretation of Computer Programs. So those 2 are what I would call sort of the intro courses to the CS and business degrees. They are both prerequisites for those degrees themselves, and they are huge, huge, huge courses. So you can tell that those are the intro courses because everyone takes them before declaring those majors. If you guys haven't already, actually, hit that subscribe button down below, because in the coming weeks, I will be coming out with another video about tips and tricks for being able to do a double major / plan out your 4-year college plans. I also took IBC 32, Bio-Inspired Design, to fulfill my biological sciences breath. I would definitely advise you take that one for your biological science breath. I thought it was a fun and easy course. And once again, on that same boat of just trying to knock out as much breath requirements as possible, I honestly advise doing this because if you're not sure what degree you're going to be, you might as well knock out the courses that you know you're gonna have to take anyways, instead of sort of picking and choosing at a bunch of different majors and trying to knock out prerequisites from a ton of different majors at once. So what I decided to do is take another breath course, Anthro 2AC, which was Introduction to Archaeology, and it both fulfilled my historical studies breath and also the American cultures requirement that the College of Letters and Science has. And then the last course I took, once again, another required College of Letters and Science thing, reading and composition course. I took Scandinavian R5B to fulfill that requirement. So that was spring 2017, a total of 17 units. Coming out of spring of 2017, at this point, I really liked UGBA 100 and I had a great time in CS 61A, and I decided to pursue both routes. And the reason why I did this is because not only is the CS major hard to get into because there's a minimum GPA you need, but also the business degree you need to apply separately again into the program. So I didn't want to put all my eggs in one basket, so I decided to sort of pursue these two routes. To be honest, at this point, I was also feeling a little behind on the CS degree just because I felt like a lot of people who knew they wanted to do the CS degree probably took CS 61A in fall of 2016, or their first semester coming into college. So I decided to sort of play catch up here, summer of 2017. I took a total of 7 units, and I essentially took the second CS course that most people take, so it was me sort of making up for lost time there. I took CS 61BL, Data Structures and Programming Methodology. Honestly, I really like the fact that I took CS 61B over the summer. You can hear more about it in my CS video. It was way more hands-on since the class sizes were way smaller. And I also knocked out another breath, Social and Behavioral Sciences, MCBW 61, which is Brain, Mind, and Behavior. Oh, also starting CS the time I did, or even later, is completely fine. It was just a worry I had at the time that I was behind, but in retrospect, I definitely could have started later and still been completely fine. In fall of 2017, I was dead set on CS and business. I took a total of 14 units. Fall of 2017 is also when I was applying to the business major, so I sort of held back from taking too many business degree requirements, since at that point and also the semester after, I wouldn't know if I was actually in the degree program yet, so I didn't want to take too many business degree courses and end up not being able to declare the major. So instead I went a little bit heavier on the CS degree route. So I took CS 70, Discrete Mathematics and Probability Theory, and Data 8, Foundations of Data Science. And then I took just a couple more fun courses because I had heard from other friends that CS 70 was really hard. So I took a decal about data analytics, I don't really remember. Another 2-unit data science connector course, that was a connector course for that Data 8 class I was taking. And then just 2 smaller 1-unit classes, which I assume are just some sort of decals. I honestly don't really remember what they were. Which brings me to spring of 2018, where I took 15 units. Once again, this spring semester, I had just applied to Haas business program the semester before, so I still had no idea if I got in or not. I was going to find out this semester itself, so I held back from signing up for any business courses since I still wasn't sure if I was going to get in or not, and once again I was just afraid of taking courses for a degree that I wasn't going to be able to get, which in hindsight probably not the best perspective to have, because if I was interested in those courses I should just take them. But I was just very nitpicky with what courses I took because I wanted to make sure they counted towards something. So in spring of 2018, once again went a little more in with the CS degree, since at that point I had been able to declare the CS major. So I took Data 100, Principles and Techniques of Data Science, CS 170, Efficient Algorithms and Intractable Problems, and EE 16A, Designing Information Devices and Systems, Part 1. I also took an ethics course. It's Social Implications of Computer Technology for a single unit, and then a 2-unit business course, more for my own interest, for personal finance. And then that coming summer, I took a real break because I had an internship. So coming back to school, fall of 2018, this semester I had found out that I had gotten into the Haas business program, and you guys, I really went in on the business courses. So I was so excited to be able to dive into the realm of business courses that I really went all out. So I took one single CS course, CS61C, Great Ideas of Computer Architecture, which I had heard was a hard course, so I didn't want to take any other CS courses with it. But I did hear from my friends that there were easier UGBA undergraduate business administration courses that I would likely be able to stack and take all together. So I took a total of 6 business courses this semester. Once again, I'm telling you guys, I was so excited to finally be in the business program at Cal that I went all out. So I took UGBA 100 Business Communication, 101A Microeconomic Analysis for Business Decisions, 104 Introduction to Business Analytics, 107 The Social, Political, and Ethical Environment of Business, 118 International Trade, 190T Innovation and Design course, which is just like a 2-unit fun course. And I was actually taking the International Trade course because I thought I would be able to use it to count towards the international breadth. I learned after that semester that you can't use business degree courses to overlap with your 7-course breadth. So something to keep in mind here, because probably would not have taken that course if I had known that it wouldn't also count towards my breadth. I probably would have chosen something I was a little bit more interested in. I really only picked it because I thought it would overlap with the international breadth. So fall 2018, I managed to survive. Once again, I had been asking around what sort of the lighter workload business classes were, and these classes actually worked out pretty okay together. A lot of them were smaller 2-3 unit courses. Spring of 2019, I took another total of 20 units. And the reason why I did that here is because spring of 2019 is when I started to look towards the light at the end of my academic career at Cal. I really started thinking about, okay, spring of 2019, I have one more internship and then a full year before I graduate, or that's one of the options. So I had a couple different options here. I could follow that schedule I just talked about. I would say that's like the most normal schedule. I could also take a semester off, either it be fall or spring, and do another internship, which could be helpful. You know, it's always better to try out many different workplaces before you set on one. Or I could finish in fall of 2019, graduate early, and start full-time early. This is actually where I found it incredibly helpful to be mapping out a 4-year plan, because you're really able to see many semesters out and start seeing these opportunities for yourself. So if you guys haven't already, actually hit that subscribe button down below, because in the coming weeks, I will be coming out with another video about tips and tricks for sort of being able to do a double major / plan out your 4-year college plans. Anyways, back to this. There was now a possible way I could organize my classes to graduate early or take a semester off for internship. Essentially, I didn't need 2 full semesters of senior year in order to be able to graduate. But this is only possible if I went all out in spring of 2019. So that I did. I took a total of 20 units because I wanted to make sure that I had the choice at the end of the day. You know, after the semester, I wanted to make sure that after my summer internship, if I wanted to do another internship, if I loved that internship so much that I wanted to start early, that I had the option to. And the only way to be able to do that was to take a full 20 units in spring of 2019, which is what I did. So I took CS W186 Introduction to Database Systems, which is an online CS course. And I did this purposely because I wanted to take a couple harder UGBA courses. So I took 101B Macroeconomic Analysis for Business Decisions, 102A Introduction to Financial Accounting, 103 Introduction to Finance, 105 Leading People, and 106 Marketing. And I knew that this collection of business courses was going to be significantly harder than the group I had taken the semester before, which is why I decided to take an online CS course, since that would allow me to be a lot more flexible with my schedule. So that was spring of 2019. I ended up doing my internship, finding a full-time job that I absolutely love, the full-time job I'm at today. And I decided that I wanted to start my full-time job early. So in fall of 2019, this is great because I had the option to do that because I had loaded everything onto the semester before. So in fall 2019, I once again took a total of 20 units. I finished off with kind of 2 classes in every area, 2 CS courses, 2 breadth courses, and 2 business courses. So I took CS 161, Computer Security, 188, Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. Breadth courses, I took Geography C32, Introduction to Global Studies, my international breadth, Public Health 101, A Sustainable World, Challenges and Opportunities for my Philosophy and Values breadth, and then UGBA 102B, Managerial Accounting, and 135, Navigating Life's Financial Decisions. And my camera died. So here's my outro. That was my entire academic experience at Cal, kind of the full story of it all. I do want to also add a couple things. This is just my experience, my academic experience at Cal. I don't know if I'd really recommend it for anyone else. It really just depends on your interests, your situation, what you're looking for out of your college experience. This is just what I did. And a couple things that I feel like came out of doing a double major in 3.5 years is, I mean, I definitely had to let my grades slip a bit. I also feel like I held myself back from taking more fun, interesting courses that I probably would have just taken for the heck of it, not because they were required. A lot of the courses I took, and the reason why I feel like I was able to graduate early, is because I stuck to just the requirements. And I also, was taking courses over the summer and whatnot. So definitely not saying that I recommend you take my schedule or whatnot. I'm just giving y'all an idea of what I did in college and what worked for me, because at the end of the day, I'm very happy that I was able to start work early. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you are interested in seeing kind of the follow-up video to this. I'll be talking about things like how I structured my 4-year plan and things that I wish I knew when going through the academic planning process. So stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys found this helpful. Feel free to leave any questions, comments down in the comments section below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!